So, I've been wanting to do this video for a really long time. Should we be worried about The Predator coming out in 2018? This year, a couple months in fact, out in September. This is going to be the movie by Shane Black. This is supposedly the return to the event-style sci-fi horror creature feature that we've always been waiting for. Now, like I said, I've been wanting to make this video for some time, and every single moment I put out a brand new piece of news about The Predator, or just any kind of information which I have from kind of an inside perspective from the leaked script to people I have spoken to who have seen the test screening, anything along those lines, a lot of people jump to the conclusion that it's mindless hating. Now, I just want to clarify first and foremost that nothing in this video is mindless hating. I am a huge fan of The Predator, but also it's important to note that as a fan, you don't have to blindly enjoy what is just thrust in front of you. You can critique it, and you can expect more from the franchise which you love and that you've invested in. And this goes for any fandom, absolutely any fandom. So I just wanted to clarify that, because a lot of people have jumped on this bandwagon of, oh, you're just hating. I'm really not. I take a look at it from mainly an unbiased perspective of, would this work, would this not work, would this work in the context of the franchise that has been established? And that's what I try to do anyway. Sometimes, of course, I'm only human and I fall short of that. But I wanted to clarify that. So why am I making this video of should we be worried? Well, because it seems a lot of people really are worried and concerned, and I'm of the opinion that I'm quietly trying to remain optimistic for this movie, and I really am. There's a lot of things to be concerned about, but currently we haven't seen it in context, and that's what really matters here, and that's what I think I'm trying to kind of do with this video, is trying to at least give you guys a moment to pause and at least think that everything which has come out, yes, there's a lot to be concerned about. However, we've not seen it in context just yet. So I think we all realistically just need to hold our horses and then be concerned when we at least see the first trailer, if everything doesn't work within context. So what has come out which we should be concerned about? Well, first and foremost, the leaked script came out, and there was a lot of things in there which, yes, this is going to be spoiler territory, so just click off now. But there was a lot of things in the leaked script which a lot of people could be massively concerned over. There are the likes of brain-damaged predator dogs, and not the same kind that we saw in the third installment of the Predator franchise, Predators, with Adrian Brody. Not those kind of predator dogs, actual predator dogs. That's something to be concerned about when one of them is brain dead and befriends the lead characters, because it's not really something you would expect in a Predator movie. But the context of it does matter. Could it work? Yes, it could. Secondly, the messing around with canon. They are changing the reasons why predators hunt us. And this is, I've corroborated this with people I know that have seen the test footage, the test screening, and they are changing this somewhat. It's still in there, but they're dumbing it down. And the reason why they hunt us and they collect our spines is to splice the DNA of that human with their own. And that's something to be concerned over, massively. Why? Well, because why would a predator who values strength and skill and something like that in such high regard, why would they want to splice the DNA of someone which they'd murdered into their own? It doesn't really make that much sense by default, because they have proved themselves to be stronger than that adversary. So it's something to be concerned about. However, in the context of the movie, could it work? Potentially. And this is again what I'm leaning on here. I'm trying to show you guys that in context it might be different. And this is something which I know they have dumbed down in the final product, because the test screening was dumbed down a lot in terms of that as a story point. It was definitely dumbed down. And with the further reshoots that they're doing, it could have changed completely. And should we be concerned about the fact that there is a 12-year-old autistic child in this film? Yes, absolutely, that's something to be concerned over, because it's something which we've never seen in a Predator franchise, in a Predator movie. We've never experienced that. It's also one of those things where Hollywood is treading a really fine line of why they're including certain things. The fact that the child has autism is used as a plot device, meaning that because of his autism, he is able to understand the Predator language, which is questionable at best, and it is definitely something which you could be concerned over. In the context of the movie, could it work with good setup and not too heavy focus? Potentially. But a lot of people will agree with me here is that child actors, they're only as good as the performances that you do not remember. Generally speaking, if you remember a child actor's performance, it's because it was annoying. And that's, again, like I say, something to be concerned over, because it adds that air of levity and kind of humanity to the Predator films, which realistically is a little bit out of place, or at least in that kind of context anyway. But could it work in context? Absolutely it could, definitely. But again, it's one of those things which kind of sets itself just a little bit above the others in terms of could it work within the context. The other thing which came out from the leaked script was, of course, the fact that all of this kind of comes together and the 12-year-old autistic child is quite pivotal in the destruction of the big bad predator of the movie. So in that regard, is that something to be concerned over? Yes, it is. Can it work in context? Yes, it can work in context, but it's definitely something to be concerned over because it does negate what we've seen in the previous movies. With the respect of Arnold Schwarzenegger, arguably the most manliest man you've ever seen in that film, Dutch. Awesome character, and he really struggled to kill the jungle hunter. And now what we're seeing in this film, or what we should be seeing as per the script and as per footage and everything that's come out around the film, is a 10-foot tall, genetically enhanced predator. And this is something which is taken down, pivotally anyway, by a 12-year-old. It does kind of negate and contradict the actions that we've seen previously. So it is something which we could be concerned over. But again, in context, if it's not heavily focused on, could it work? Potentially. The other thing which came out from the leaked script, which is something which could be a concern, is the human-predator interactions. So there are 2 defector predators, and they work alongside humans. Now, I know that this was dumbed down in the test screening. I know it wasn't heavily focused on. It wasn't really fleshed out like it was in the script. So I know already that they've chosen to backtrack on this and change it. But is it still something to be concerned over? Potentially it is, just because it, again, starts to negate the canon of the established franchise and the established universe, where predators are all about honor. And that does somewhat negate their kind of honor-seeking code. And a lot of people will jump at the kind of statement of that and say, well, predators do work with humans in extenuating circumstances. Of course they do, absolutely. But they don't live with humans. They don't live on a government base with humans. And that's where this story goes. This is what the Predator 2018 has as a feature in the leaked script. So again, is it something to be concerned about? Yes, it is. But in context, it could work because I know already that they've dumbed it down. So I'm trying to set your mind at ease, but I'm also trying to be as unbiased and just as honest as possible with my own opinions here. Lastly, a lot of people have been concerned over the fact that this film has gone through multiple rearrangements. It's changed its release date 4 times now. Initially, it was to be released, I believe, February, then it was pushed back, then it was pushed back again, and now it's pushed back all the way to September 14th. Is this something to be concerned over? Well, the test screenings were not a universal success. They were not universally regarded as, this is a great film, we love it, Fox, please, I'm going to bow to you now, Fox, I love everything that you've done here. And Shane Black's silence on Twitter on the project is somewhat concerning, especially when the reshoots were announced and confirmed, and it all came to light that the release date was 100% changed through Fred Decker, one of the co-writers on the script. That is somewhat concerning when the director of the movie does not announce these changes. It does cause for a pause for thought and make you consider why this is. And in my eyes, it does kind of scream that Shane Black got a bollocking by Fox execs and is essentially a little bit miffed with what they have said to him. basically cutting his nose off to spite his face in somewhat. This is purely my assumption. I'm not saying that this is fact at all, but you've got to take the actions and kind of see behind it. Shane Black was quite vocal on Twitter about this project. Test screening comes to light. He's not said a word since. He's not said an absolute word. And he's not working on anything else as far as I'm aware. So why has he been so silent? And why is the information coming out from Fred Dekker, a writer? Why? To me, it's the actions of someone which is annoyed in the fact that he's had to go back and reshoot parts of his movie which he was very happy with. But that's just me reading between the lines, and I could be massively wrong. So, should we be concerned by the fact that this movie has changed around a lot and moved a lot and is now experiencing reshoots? It has pause for concern, but it's not something to overly be concerned about, because reshoots generally are ordered to make a movie better, whether this is for commercial viability or to appease the fans. It's never completely clear, but one way or another, the only reason reshoots are ordered is to improve the product. Reshoots can go one of two ways. They can ruin a movie, or they could vastly improve it. So it's a 50-50 chance here, but I would err on the side of caution and say that I think this is going to improve the end product. I think that Fox have listened to a lot of the kind of voices out there. I myself have received an email from Fox advising me or requesting that I remove some of the videos that I've done. So I know that they're watching, and I know that they are seeing some of the kind of fan response. That's 100% true. It's what they do with what they've seen which really matters. But I would say I'm cautiously optimistic. But like I say, all of the context of this will soon become a reality when we first get the trailer, and that's out literally any week now. We're coming up to the end of March, and Fred Dekker said the teaser trailer will be released anytime now. It's going to be released very, very soon. So you're looking at April for a release of the trailer, I would imagine anyway. So I know this video's been a little bit off the cuff, but I kind of wanted to clarify my stance on this film, but also hopefully set a few people's minds at ease. Like I say, it's all well and good saying that these things appear to be absolute balls and they're going to bollocks up the movie. 100%, I completely agree with you. However, context matters, and we haven't seen it in context just yet. And I really do believe that the trailer could set everyone's minds at ease, and it could equally, kill everyone's enjoyment and hype for this film as well. There's a two-side prong to this. So guys, if you are concerned about this film, do let me know down below. Let me know whether this video has potentially set some of your concerns at ease. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you're hoping to see. And as well, I know a lot of people are really hoping to see Dutch in this film. 3 weeks of reshoots, it's unlikely that Dutch could be rewritten into this film in any big way. And if he is included as per the leaked script, I wouldn't hold out much hope as that being something that you're going to really enjoy. If you want to know more details behind what I've just said as per the leaked script, please do check out the video which I will link at the end, as I go into heavy spoilers and quite a detailed rundown of things which were in the script. If you're new to the channel, please do hit that subscribe button. If you like what I do here and you would like to take your support to the next level, I do actually have a Patreon where the tiers and pledges will be changed very, very soon, but you can pledge from as little as $2 per month. Anyway, and as always guys, I've been Mr. H. Until next time, I will catch you in the comment section.